Ha ha ha, did we just all get debated here on a really nice Sunday afternoon? Let's talk about this here. So the Red Wings are our focus, and if you've been paying attention to the Wings, they haven't been having themselves the best season this year. They had themselves yet another loss, 2-1 yesterday against the Colorado Avalanche in a game where they honestly could have won it. In the words of Moritz Seider himself, this Colorado game was a winnable game. It's just the Wings were getting stood up by stellar goaltending from Alexander Georgiev. The Detroit broadcast was confused out of their minds. This was not the Georgiev we were expecting, etc., etc. And I guess, that goes into the entire Jekyll and Hyde quality that Alexander Georgiev brings to the National Hockey League. He is so hot and cold. He is so fickle. On some nights, he can be one of the best-looking goaltenders on the planet. It's just, you maybe get those nights once every few weeks or so. But when it comes to the Red Wings, they are going down yet another treacherous path of L's. And we had ourselves a really big trade idea pop up earlier this morning in response to what's been going on. And it actually got the attention of some of the top NHL insiders, because today we're talking about a tweet made by Red Wings Insider. Yeah, what an amazing source right here. 485 followers at the time of recording this audio, and they had a lot fewer followers from earlier this morning before their viral tweet ended up making the rounds. Breaking! Per insider sources, the Detroit Red Wings captain Dylan Larkin has requested a trade. The veteran forward, who has been with the team for over a decade, is reportedly unhappy with his tenure in Detroit due to years of losing and is seeking a fresh start with a contender. And I think part of the reason this started to go viral, it's at 200,000 views right now at the time of recording this audio, is because this Red Wings Insider account went out there and tweeted even more. They tagged NHL Watcher, Kevin Weeks, PK Subban, Frank Saravelli, Spittin' Chicklets, Elliot Friedman, the Biz Nasty crew, etc., etc. And then this was also expanded upon even more. A lot of people were retweeting it and reposting it, so obviously you can see why this tweet of all tweets ended up gaining traction. A lot of people replying, oh, did this actually happen? Is this true? Where's the source? Who is this source? And then you had yourselves this tweet made by another user, Sash Sharnas, TSN 1200 host of The Sharnas Show, who has 800 followers on Twitter. Now, if you end up Googling Sash Sharnas, you'll find that there isn't really anything about this guy in particular, and he went out there and tweeted this. Take a look. I spoke to Chris Johnston today. He can confirm the reports that Detroit Red Wings captain Dylan Larkin has indeed requested a trade. He will be joining me on the Sharnas Show on TSN 1200 tomorrow afternoon to discuss this. Okay. What? Another 200,000 view tweet banger confirming, quote-unquote, the Dylan Larkin rumors about him wanting out. And then you had yourselves Chris Johnston putting more attention to it, showcasing this. Take a look. He tweeted this out maybe 30 minutes ago. This is patently 100% false and fabricated. I have never spoken with this person or reported anything of this nature. So, it's all fake, right? Has to be. There's no way it's not. Dylan Larkin requesting a trade? I mean, doesn't really sound right to me. But ultimately, we had two fake Twitter accounts, or fake. Maybe Sash Sharnas is a real guy who's just going out there and spreading crap for the lulz, but still, we got two viral tweets that popped off. Each of them are about Dylan Larkin requesting a trade, and one of them even goes so far to corroborate a supposed Chris Johnston statement regarding the subject. And ultimately, it's not true. Definitely not. I don't think anybody's going to go out there and bite. Unless you didn't know where these sources were coming from. You saw the Red Wings Insider Twitter account, you're like, oh, crazy, whoa, big rumors. And then you saw Sash Sharnas apparently citing Chris Johnson. You could have responded to that like, oh, crazy, like Chris Johnston speaking about it, and that would have only happened if you didn't really verify the source yourself. This is why you always got to check where your things are coming from on the internet, folks. Just always look for a little check mark, and I guess maybe now it's not really all too valid to look for that check mark, considering Elon removed the option to only give it to people that are actually noteworthy. You can buy the check mark yourself if you want. But anyways, it's all under the water right now, I guess. Dylan Larkin has not requested a trade. However, today's trade scare certainly makes for a fun and interesting conversation. Okay, maybe it's not all too fun, considering the circumstances of the team, but for Dylan Larkin to be the number one center on this squad, of course he is that, right? If he were to request a trade out of everybody, then ultimately the Steve Yzerman plan, it just speaks to the failure of the moves here. Steve Yzerman has got to do something to shake up this team, because having Kopp and Comfer on the same line, two guys who are just absolutely zeros across the board, making $10 million together, I mean, look, Derek Lalonde's got a strategy, right? You got two guys that are going out there as negatives. Maybe two negatives make a positive after all. Maybe that's the philosophy. We saw the new Red Wings lines in practice today. The Red Wings are trying some stuff out. I'm seeing mixed reviews as to what fans are saying in regards to some of the transactions that have been going around here, so we'll see whether or not the Red Wings are able to bounce back in the next little while here with these new lines. Patrick Kane is going to be playing with Marco Kasper, I guess, so that's going to be intriguing. To end off this video, though, I wanted to go over one comment made on the R Detroit Red Wings subreddit. This is in response to the rumors that we had talked about in this video. Scotty Arf Burner went out there and posted this. I know they're just baseless rumors, but if Dylan Larkin ever actually wanted to play for a contender, he'd have to leave here. I'm sure he loves playing for his hometown team and being the captain, but you do wonder if he'll ever get the itch to play meaningful hockey for a good team, especially when he gets near the end of his prime. It sucks we likely won't be able to give that to him, and I feel for the guy. And I guess this goes into the same conversation we had had about the Steve Yzerman career path as well, not as a GM, but as a player, because Steve Yzerman was a top pick by the Detroit Red Wings back in 1983. He made the team right away, was the captain of the team a few years later, and it wasn't until 1996 that Steve Yzerman won a Stanley Cup with the Red Wings. A mere, 12 years after being initially selected and playing for the team? Dylan Larkin was drafted in 2014, so if you wanted to do the same math here, maybe the Red Wings could be on pace to doing something by 2026 or 2027, but, of course, I don't really think anybody's looking at Detroit and saying, like, yeah, they're going to be an amazing playoff caliber, cup caliber contending team in 25, 26, 26, 27. I don't think anybody's really thinking about that about this squad, so yeah, Larkin, sorry, bud. The hockey gods have got it out for you, because at the very least, Steve Yzerman had multiple playoff appearances before winning the Stanley Cup for the first time in 1996. Dylan Larkin had one playoff appearance at the beginning of his career. So, of course, things are a little bit different now, but either way, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this ridiculous Larkin trade talk that popped up earlier this morning. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.